product of the 90s.
Yo, we here in the lab. I'm your boy Boss.
YJ, we here.
You know,
We here.
We're here. We want to discuss some things, man, that we've been seeing in the news lately. And we're going to start by touching on a situation that popped up or that happened in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, that is. And in the midst of what we've been seeing with the Carmelo Anthony case, with the kid Austin Metcalf, I don't want things like this to go or be swept under the rug. So what we're going to do is we're going to let y'all check out the footage first. And we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it because these type of things need to be talked about. Not just when it's black against white. You understand me? So let's get into the video and we're going to talk about it.
With a chilling video that shows the moments shots were fired outside a local Waffle House. We're joined now by Chris English in studio, who has that video and more details. Chris, what did you find out?
Well, Shelley, tonight the Richland County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help after a barrage of gunfire left teenagers in Blythewood running for their lives. Video released this evening from the Richland County Sheriff's Department shows the scary moments Saturday night when gunfire erupted at the Waffle House on Blythewood Road. A large group of teenagers who had gathered at the restaurant raced to flee from the area as the shooting continued, leaving shoes and other items behind. Tonight, we counted 41 gunshots in the span of just 40 minutes.
41 gunshots. Of course, it was over 200 kids in these areas. This is the Waffle House, but they was there at the gas station across the street. If you can see the gas station in the background, it was there. I think it was one other spot that was kind of like off to the left that we can't see.
Yeah.
41 gunshots. Let's keep listening, man.
9 seconds. The Sheriff's Department says one person was shot but survived. The department also says there were multiple shooters involved and are now asking for the public's help in identifying.
One person shot. 40-some shots. One person shot.
Yeah. We can be grateful they didn't know how to shoot.
Right. Because it... And I'll be thinking whenever I hear that, because you hear this a lot where you just hear, it'll be a whole flurry. One person gets injured out of all this flurry. And it's almost like someone wanted some stripes. Someone wanted a message to be put out to somebody. So let's just, the whole scene just let loose so you can say you did it type of thing. It almost, that's kind of what it screams to me when I hear something like that.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. I think the stripes would be more respected from a street individual if you was a maybe possibly unalive somebody. And I'm glad no one got unalived in this situation. But what this shows me is how much these kids value their life and anyone else's life who had nothing to do with the situation. We don't know why they were shooting. These kids have these pop-up parties in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Because they know these parties will get shut down if they plan them and put them all over social media. So what they do is say, hey, meet us here. And then they pop up, and that's where everybody's at.
Right. This how much they care about the fucking loss of life that could. This how much they fucking care. That's all I want to say.
Nah, you absolutely right, bro. And it's crazy because we know back in the day, even for the guys, the street guys who was living that type of life, they had morals, they had standards. You know what I'm saying? It was certain people that you didn't touch, like kids and old folks. Of course, in this case, these are kids shooting at kids. And it's crazy, bro. But let's just listen to the rest of this one, because in this same night, this is actually the second shooting. There was another one that happened earlier that day, but we're going to get into that shortly.
Who those shooters may be. The video is gaining traction on social media tonight, garnering over 450 comments in just 4 hours. Many of those comments questioned how parents can allow their kids to be out at 1:30 on a Saturday night. Shannon Murphy says there are too many kids out at 1:30 in the morning, and she doesn't understand parents who just let their high schoolers run wild. Others.
I want to stop it right there. Let their high schoolers run wild. I mean, how do you not like? I'm not a parent, but there's things that happen. There's pep rallies. There's school events. There's kids know how to manipulate this. Like kids, and we say kids. This is a subjective term. These ain't no fucking kids half the time. These 16, 17, they doing more than what kids do. They not just playing on tablets in the corner while the grown folks, like these are teenagers, which know how to get themselves out of the house. They know, I'm spending the night at Jessica's house. Even the parents might talk. Even the two parents might talk. And Jessica mama is just more lax than Tina mama. And so she out with, so I don't know what can be even done about that out at night. I don't even think it's a reason why that should be brought up. Kids gonna do what they do. They were doing it in the 60s.
Well, I get it 100%, because these kids are smart. But you remember, we always say that a lot of these situations that happen where kids are killing innocent kids, or these type of situations happens, is because of the lack of parenting that's happening. We don't get involved. They don't get involved in the kids. Like, they don't have these one-on-one discussions and conversations with the kids about the dangers of hanging around the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Being caught up in these type of situations. And it is hard to stop that, because 16, 17, 18, the parents are now getting a little lax. They're allowing them to stay out late on the weekend. So I get that part. You'll let them stay out a little later. But as a parent in these day and age, I feel like you can't be as lax as you want to be, like when we were teenagers, because it wasn't like this. So that's my say on that.
And I can respect that. I definitely can respect that.
Suggest Blythewood needs a curfew. Bree Coulter says there should be a curfew of 11 p.m. for those under 21. Meanwhile, Gigi says restaurants and businesses should have their own curfew for young people. Blythewood Mayor Sloan Griffin agrees. He says he's already spoken to Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott about the incident, and that the town of Blythewood is looking into all available options to curb the rising tide of teen violence.
We're working with the Richland County Sheriff's Office to format a method of enforcing the town's ordinances. We will be exploring the option of a curfew, and we're going to work with the school district, Richland too, so that messaging can be sent out to the parents.
The ultimate goal? Safety for the community.
But we want to keep this community safe, and that's what's important.
And Mayor Griffin says he's trying not to discourage young people from enjoying Blythewood, but he says that he and the town council understand that something needs to be done to address all the violence. Again, the Sheriff's Department is asking for your help in finding the suspected shooters. Deputies are asking that parents talk to their teens about this incident, and if you know who may have fired the shots, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers at 1-888.
So let's talk about it just for a moment before we get to the next video. So we see what they're trying to do to, maybe minimize these type of incidents from happening. What would you do? What would you start at, just to help stop this shit?
I mean, I've heard about curfews before. Under the age of 17, being out at certain times, police can just pull up on you. As far as from a business standpoint, though, I mean, it's almost shooting yourself in the foot. because you're in business. So people there. This is Waffle House. This is a late night spot. Club. What you gonna do? It's gonna turn the Waffle House into the club where you ID people because there's 18 and over clubs. These clubs let out and they go to the Waffle House as well. So it's like all the patrons who come in that crowd, 18 to 21, get out from the club, and what you gonna ID them before they come in. So I would think that would be less of a likely situation for the actual business to do it. But from a standpoint of the police, they got. I'll just say this: they got the hardest job, one of the hardest jobs in America. Because if you look at it, let's just say police seen this crowd gathering. I didn't get a demographic makeup of the crowd.
Hold on real quick. Hold on. I want to pause it right here. I want to go back so you can look at this parking lot.
Okay.
For a barrage of
I'm muted. And let's just call it what it is. What are they doing right now? Just forget the gunshots that's happening. What are they doing right now in these people parking lot?
Just hanging out.
Yeah,
Just
pretty
hanging
much
out.
loitering, right?
Yeah, and that goes. That's what I was going into, because if the police would have pulled up and made everybody disperse, then that would be looked at as discrimination. Oh, what we can't, So that's why I was going into that whole bag about they got the hardest job in the world. Because if they did come up and do something, then it's gonna be, oh, y'all racist, y'all, we can't. We just sitting here, we just hanging out.
So do you think, as the owner of this establishment here, which is Waffle House or Huddle House, which whenever it is,
Yeah,
if they put a sign up and say no loitering, and the owner or the manager see there's a bunch of kids outside loitering, and they call the police have to come make them leave from out this parking lot, right?
right.
So
Because
I believe
they're not
that should be the first thing they do. Stop them
right.
from hanging out in your fucking parking lot.
Right. Because you're going to have a few people trickle in and come in and get them a Sprite or something, but, as far as, hell, it's a Coney store right down there, man. And it's actually, yeah, they don't just, once them crowds get big enough, hey, y'all got to move around. Yeah, y'all got to move around. They got the signs up, no soliciting, no loitering, all the signs that should be in place.
Yeah,
But
if you really think about it, I know what you said. Stopping them from coming in at a certain hour will hurt the business, but at the same time, we have to look at the larger scale.
yeah,
And it just happened. I don't know if any of those gunshots hit in the windows when inside that restaurant, but just imagine losing an employee to some foolishness because you're thinking, not going against what you said, but you're thinking, I can't lose this business. I can't lose this business. I make a lot of money.
right.
You decide not to do what was advised or suggested to you to do, and then guess what happened? Hell, it could be you. It could be you as the owner. So
Yeah, and that's why. Yeah, I don't think that's a Plus, half of these people, they I would say probably 90% of these people is not going into the Waffle House. The way it looked like they just hanging out. So yeah, definitely in this case, it
right,
ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
Definitely not. So earlier that day, and they'd already let us know, which I did listen to the whole actual news. They did a press conference with the sheriff, and he said these shootings were not connected, but they happened in the same city. One happened early in the day, which was what we're going to listen to now or watch now, and that one right there that we watched, of course, that happened like 1:00 in the morning. So let's take a look at this right here.
That was the next thing I was gonna ask, because just seeing is like, damn, this happened and that happened. Well, shit, damn, they was getting some get back, but okay, I'm glad you cleared that up.
I think that, yeah. So this one right here actually happened in the mall, people. the goddamn mall. Take a look.
I wish there was audio. You see that shirt move, and you can't hear it, but you see the shirt move off the table. Then you seen the two hats fall down. Those are gunshots.
Yes. Let me go back again.
Those are gunshots. Shit just don't move. There ain't no ghost in here, people. Ghosts are not real. That shirt did not move on its own attrition. I seen something over to the left move as well. So that's a span of shooting that's probably about 25 feet. Something moved on the left, something moved on the right, and in the middle. All in that just that first flurry. That lets you know, man. It's just like the bullets is just flying.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason. The shit is just
But like the saying goes, bullet don't have a name on it. Just imagine those clothing items were people.
right.
Now, this is when they actually are entering the store that's in the mall. Now, remember this young lady right here. Y'all probably can't see my pointer, but the young lady that's walking in right now with pushing the
Behind
stroke.
Oh, you talk about the top on the checkered floor.
Yeah, she's one,
Yeah.
two. She's the third one coming in right now.
Third one back. Yep.
She's pushing a kid.
Damn, boys.
They go this little purse over here in your right hand corner. I think that's a purse. Got knocked
Yeah.
off the counter by a bullet, off the shelf by a bullet. Right here in the middle of your screen, got knocked off
Yep.
by a bullet. Let's keep
And
looking.
that would be the return fire, I would say, right?
Right, because it's a group of three guys shooting at one guy.
Yeah.
It's Team A versus Team B, like the sheriff said.
Right. And that's him.
That's the three guys that were shooting.
Oh, that was the three. Okay.
Now,
I didn't see the initial dude run out who came in with the hoodie.
I think he
Go
got
back.
hit. I think he got hit.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Cause I know I seen them came in, but then them three came running out, but it didn't look like I seen somebody run it. I didn't see that same dude run out. Cause he the first one with the white and black shoes, and he walked in. Then bow, the girl right there, boom.
Here you go, right here. This is the guy at the top going out the door who they were shooting
Oh,
at.
so he went over to the right and then kind of U-turned back, I guess.
And he actually got hit.
Mm.
I want you to look at that glass that he's passing right now in front of him. It's a glass in front of him. I want you to pay attention to it. See that?
Ah,
That motherfucker
Yeah.
got hit. Yeah.
they didn't have. That's a one in it. That's a Transporter 3 shot. If they would have hit him with that shit, I can bet you they didn't even have a clear sight line on that shit. They just busting.
Now,
And this
let me go
girl,
back.
this
is the
poor,
mother. Yes.
this poor girl here, man.
She's just coming in here to do some shopping for whatever, her or a kid, and she have to deal with this type of shit, bro.
But you know what? I got to salute her. Cause she know what to do. You know, you can say, oh, she tipped over the baby's thing. Yes, she did, as she should. Low as possible. The baby might have, fell over and maybe hit his head, or his arm might have fell down a little weird or something, but the mother did exactly what she should have done.
Preserve life. Her kid life. And she laid there until they were gone.
Yep.
Take a look at it one more time.
Crazy part is she came in right behind, dude.
Yep. She wasn't even in there very long.
Right. She just came in. It looked like it's at like a Champs or something like that, like a sports athletic store or something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So these type of incidents, of course, going back to the first one, 200 people, 200 kids out there, they hanging out, enjoying life as a teenager. And it's hard to tell your kids, no, you can't go because this city is crazy. These kids are crazy. Me personally, that's how I live. And people tell me I need to get out of the house. And my question is, for what? But as a teenager, it's hard for them to want to stay in the house. You
Right.
understand?
I'm
And I
outside.
understand it. I'm outside with it. Not me.
Yeah. That's the culture. And that is the culture, teenage culture. I'm not even going to just say black culture. Teenage culture. I'm outside. We outside. And when it comes to that, you know, you've been told from 13, 14, 15 what not to do. And what do people do when they get told what not to do? And when they finally get the ability or the age to do something, I'm outside now. Shit, I'm 17. I'm about to graduate. I'm grown as fuck. You know, and the parents, some of them may be thinking as well, like, hey, he's grown. He's living his life. I was 17 once, but the 17 that you were, the 17-year-old experience that someone born in the 60s or 70s or even 80s, it's not. When I was, you know, it was shit going on, but it's like I go back to my 16-year-old self. The main thing that I can remember after school was fights.
Yeah.
Like there was certain locations where you knew people were gonna go if it's behind and back two blocks up and in that alley right there. That's where they be fighting at. Like that was the thing. Who fighting it? Who fight? You know, Friday school let out. People walking home because you know the people who don't drive the bus, they just live in the neighborhood. You walking home and everybody know the fight gonna be up and over there. 2 block. You know that was the biggest shit. You know. So now it's a different ball game, man.
It definitely is. And you have to be stern when you don't want to be. And a lot of people don't agree with tough love. I do, because that's the love I was taught, and I understand it. I'd rather be tough on my child than get a phone call at 4:00 in the morning and say your kid was a innocent bystander in this shooting and they're no longer here. Because I will never, ever forgive myself for that shit, bro. Ever.
Right.
So
do you go ahead. So do you think that can drive a teen away? Or do you think that can push them even harder? Do you think that can drive being stern, being that, you know, father figure, mother figure that is stern? Do you think that at the same time can do damage as well if you too much of a disciplinarian? Or, you know, how you feel about that?
it can be, but I think it's the message that you're delivering is going to have to be the way that you're delivering it. It has to be a good way. You have to be transparent. You don't, because I know when it comes to management, and a lot of people compare management to raising their kids. When you tell someone you can't do this or you need to do this, they really want to know why. And I think if you are open and honest, and you break it down to them in a sense where they can understand that I'm not just being a parent that want to tell you no. I'm being a parent because I'm telling you this because I love you.
Right.
And I don't want to see nothing happen to you.
Right.
And I think as the days go by, we see what happens on the news every day. You put them to the side. Do you understand why I tell you this now? Look at this. Look at this. This is why I am the way I am with you, because I don't want this to be you. Some kids are going to take that and say, you know what? Mom and dad is right. But some kids are going to take it and be like, that ain't going to happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
I think that's all 100% facts what you just said there.
yeah.
It's facts.
I just wanted to touch on these videos because, you know, we focus on everything else, but we don't focus on what we are doing to each other. And
Yeah.
as the youth, there are parents to these youth. And it starts with us. Do your motherfucking job, man. Or do the best you can. We ain't gonna save them all, but we can save as many as we can if we're active parents.
About wrapped it up, man. It's all facts. All facts.
We're gonna get with y'all on the next one. We'll pop back up just like these motherfucking pop-up parties.
Product of the